But anyway, and I know I've said it like 5 or 6 times, guys. I'm sorry. I tend to repeat myself when I talk. It's because when I talk, I'm exploring ideas in my head as I do it. I'm going to try and cut that down. That's actually one reason I started doing a podcast, because I thought, well, this would be a really cool way for me to work on that ability to talk to people and to like like produce this kind of stuff, because like who doesn't want to be able to do something like that? It's kind of cool. They say if you want to get good at speeches, do speeches. This is kind of like that. It's like, well, this is a way for me to do this. I actually wasn't originally going to do this as a video. It was going to be purely a podcast. Actually, before that, it was going to be purely a blog. And then I was like, well, but really, like, writing is easy. Like, I'm a writer. Like, that's what I do. I write stories. I write all kinds of stuff. I'm a writer. So I was like, well, writing's easy. You should learn how to do a podcast. And then I was like, well, really, you should make videos, because that's even scarier still. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, that's what this is going to be. Sorry, I'm repeating myself. I know I've said it like 6 times already, but this podcast series is going to be about all the stuff that I've learned in my year as an entrepreneur. So far, I'm not successful entrepreneur, I might add. I am completely unsuccessful. I have not made a penny in my year of doing this yet. But so this podcast is going to be on everything I've learned so far. What I did that actually did work, and that you can actually use. Like I learned how to source products. I learned how to talk to companies in China. I learned how to do accounting. Like I actually learned how to use accounting software. Kind of cool. Which I don't know. Maybe we'll do a lesson on that someday. I can say, hey, this is how you do double entry accounting or something. But or things just like how to file your taxes, stuff like that. Not as a CPA, I might add, but like how to file like basic sales tax or something like that, But as well as also the stuff that didn't work, things like, oh yeah, I paid a bunch of money for this. This other thing, that I thought was really going to be a good asset for getting me off the ground, and it wasn't worth it. Like little foibles like that. Where it's like, you could learn something from my mistake there and not have to make the same mistake while you're trying to get your own little thing off the ground. Or I don't know, maybe you're not a business person at all. Maybe you just like the sound of my voice, but whatever. Maybe you'll still learn something. So. But yeah, that's what this is going to be about. I'm going to try to do as little railing on stuff as I can. I tend to be kind of an opinionated person, and unfortunately, I tend to be one of those opinionated people who's like, I have a lot of opinions, but I don't necessarily have like the current event facts to back them up. So derp, FML, right? But anyway, that's not what this is going to try and be. It's not going to be me being opinionated on something. It's like I'm going to talk about, the lessons I've learned and things that are, I think, valuable lessons for new entrepreneurs, or even, long term, like people who've been running a business or whatever for years. The things you might find useful or eye opening or a good, oh yeah, that's a really good thing to know. And I'm glad I heard that from him before I made the same mistake. So that's what we're going to be teaching you. And also, as I continue to go along my entrepreneurial path that I'm on, because again, I still have this little company that I started a year ago. I started an LLC called C&B Shipping. Like this lesson number 3 for you. If you ever start a little LLC, do not use the initials of your name. Because like it doesn't come off very legit. Like I can't tell you the number of times where I'm talking to these little companies overseas and I'm trying to pretend, oh yeah, I'm a legit company and I have employees and I have a blah blah blah, which I don't, by the way. It's just me. I'm completely solo on this. But I'm trying to pretend like I'm legit and I've been in business for a while, and it's like, yeah, by the way, my name is Christopher Brook and my company is C&B Shipping. But no, I'm not the only person in this company. So just FYI, your company name is really important. And another tip on that, like now I started C&B Shipping because my whole plan originally was to sell through Amazon. Now I'm not doing that anymore, but my name is still C&B Shipping. So it's like, pick your name really, really carefully. But anyway, so I'm still in business, if you can call it business when you haven't sold anything in a year, and I'm still in the game trying to get something going, and actually making good progress this last month or two. I've completely changed the business model and gotten into something totally different, and I'm going to talk about that more in some future thing. But I am about to launch, hopefully in the next month or two, finally. And so as I continue to go through this, and other entrepreneuring stuff that I might get into too, that this is the little thing I'm doing right now is by no means the only idea. So I'll probably be doing other things at some point. But you'll get to see as I continue going through this, well, what works and what doesn't work, And I know that's like the corniest, most cliched podcast thing ever, It's like, oh my God, this is my journey, and I'm gonna let you follow along on my journey. Well, corny or not, whatever. You're going to get the opportunity to learn from all the stuff I have learned, and all the stuff that I hopefully will continue to learn in the future. So. And again, I'm not really sure what the structure of this is going to be. I've kind of told you like most of my story up front, which I wasn't really planning on doing. I was planning on revealing like little bits of what happened to me, as we go. But I kind of told you just like my life story with this thing anyway, minus the details. The details I will, I'll fill in the gaps of all the little specific details as we go here. But I don't know. I'm kind of thinking for this, it's probably going to be like one topic per podcast or per video. I keep calling it a podcast, even though it's a video. It will also be a podcast. If you're hearing the podcast of this, it's on. I think Anchor.fm is the thing I signed up for the other day. So if you're watching the video actually and you want to listen to the podcast, you can head over to scammed-into-startup.anchor.com or I don't know what. I'll post the link or whatever. But anyway. So yeah, I'm thinking probably like one topic, per thing. I'll just talk about, this is, this is a thing you need to be aware of as an entrepreneur. This is what I know about it. This is what I think about it. And you don't have to take me at face value for anything. Again, like I'm pretty dumb. For a year I've been trying to start up and haven't even launched yet. Like I'm a terrible freaking entrepreneur, like historically speaking. But at least it'll give you something to think about and maybe be aware of some stuff that you could avoid for yourself. So that's kind of the plan there. Most of these will probably be a lot shorter than this. I did not expect this to be an hour and 12 minutes. Again, I'll probably break this one up into like 2 or 3 videos that I'll just call pilot number 1, pilot number 2, pilot number 3 or something. But anyway, that's how this is going to work. And again, hopefully we'll finally get some subscribers to this. I certainly don't expect 10,000 people to just jump on this the first one I put out there, but we'll just keep going with this, and hopefully people will discover it and actually get some use out of it. So. I don't think there's anything else I really wanted to talk about. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's basically everything I'm going to talk about today. The last thing I'm going to do is, remember I told you I was going to show you, where I'm at financially right now, because I told you, oh yeah, I got screwed over. I'm in a lot of debt. My credit is wrecked. Well, it's not exactly wrecked, but it's not really anywhere near what it used to be. I'm actually going to show you right now where I'm at right now. So let me go ahead and pull up my phone, and of course wait for all my freaking notifications to do their thing. I'm going to go ahead and pull up, firstly, Mint. That app Mint? It's by the same people who do TurboTax. It's like a way you can hook in all of your, like your bank accounts and stuff like that. Personally, I don't like it much. I find it's not very useful for me. I'm not ragging on them. Some people love it. Personally, I don't like it. But anyway, I have it pulled up here, and I've got all my stuff linked to it, and I'm going to show you what my current balance is on stuff. So let me look here, make sure I've got no personal information other than like the numbers on there. Cool. No social security or anything like that. That'd be great. Let me show the internet my social security number. But nope, it's just the accounts. Cash, credit card, investments, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here we go. So if you look at my thing here, this is my Mint account. And if you look, this is really, really trippy here. There we go. Okay, so you see that second one right there. Credit cards, negative $37,421. So $37,000, $421. That's a lot of money. I'm in the hole for $37,500, and maybe about 1,000 of that, is kind of like just my own little debts that I've accrued the last, I don't know, the last 6 months or whatever. I'm about what, 8 months now? Whatever. 8 months ago, I left Home Depot and I got an internship with an engineering firm, which means that I can only work during the daytime, which means that when I'm in school, it's kind of hard to get more than 12, 15 hours a week. And so even though I'm making more per hour than I was at Home Depot, it's like I'm still making less actually. So anyway, my own personal debt, actually it's all my personal debt, but my own debt from things just like, grocery purchases and little things I have to pay for like textbooks or, Like I had to pay for the FE exam that I'm taking tomorrow, which is like like $300. Little stuff like that makes up somewhere, I don't know, probably between 1,000 and 1,500 of that 37,421 or whatever it was you just saw. But all the rest of that is either the money I paid company X for their training, or money I spent on inventory for my company, or money I spent on other things for my company that ended up like ultimately not getting me anywhere, considering I haven't launched. So now you can see exactly how fucked over I am from that. I'm in the hole for $37,000. Again, I make like $20,000 a year right now. Both before when I was working at Home Depot and now that I'm working as an intern. I'm pretty much in the hole with that. Then the second thing I wanted to show you is my credit score. Because again, remember the whole reason I was able to get into this in the first place is because I had a really, really freaking good credit score. My FICO score was 804. I don't know what my like TransUnion or anything those were specifically, but I imagine they were probably a few points lower. But they were still very, very high 700s. I had really good credit. So now I'm going to pull up Credit Karma. And again, I'm going to make sure I'm not showing you any like actual personal information here, but I'm going to go ahead and show you my credit score now. Here we go. Yeah, let's see. Nothing. Yeah, nothing personal on there. Cool. Nothing you could use to like actually identify me or something like that. But that is my current credit score there. You can see TransUnion is 634 and Equifax is 643. So yeah, that's quite a long ways from the high 700s, low 800s I was literally a year ago. It's been that, and honestly, it's amazing I've managed to keep it up that high. Like you think really it'd be like the low 500s or something. And that's something else I'll talk about. Something I did figure out that actually worked really well for me, at least short term. Now it's kind of starting to come back to bite me, but I will talk a little bit about why my credit is still as good as it is, if you can call that good anymore. But so there you go. You can see I'm not making this up. I literally just pulled up my information and showed you this is how much I owe from getting scammed, and this is what it's done to my credit from getting scammed. So again, that wasn't a screenshot. That wasn't anything. That was my actual account you were looking at there. So, anyway, cool. So now you know my story. My friend's story. They got screwed over just as bad as I did. They were in a better position to handle it, but whatever. So now you know the story. You know what we're going to be doing here. I really haven't figured out a structure for like what topic I'm going to talk about any particular day. It would kind of make sense to go through like, historically, like, okay, this is the first thing I learned, and this is the second thing I learned, and the third thing I learned, and stuff like that. I don't know if it's going to work like that. I could probably just like pull them out of a hat, probably. I don't know, but anyway, I have no promises for what the the lesson plan is going to be for what I talk about, but I'll try and make it at least at first kind of relevant to the whole big story I just told you there. But anyway, so there you go. Thank you for sitting through this now hour and 20-minute long thing. Oh my God, that's way longer than I thought it was going to be. But hopefully you will continue to come back and watch some of these or listen to them, or, if I ever get them on a blog or something, read them. And then hopefully you'll learn something, because that's really what this is about. At first it was about, oh yeah, I want to get back at Company X for fucking me over. It's not really it, because let me say one last thing here. I do not regret what has happened here. Because it was like as screwed over as I got. It was still kind of like the kick in the pants that got me actually doing something entrepreneurial, it's like before that, it's like, yeah, I kind of wanted to, but I wasn't actually like pursuing it, I wasn't like actually trying anything, whereas now it's like, well, one, I've got no choice, and secondly, I'm actually doing it, and then finally I'm actually getting it to work, hopefully here, we'll see. So I do not regret going through this process, and at the time, I didn't know. It seemed like a really, really good opportunity at the time. I made the best decision I could at the time. I don't regret that I did this. What I do regret is that it didn't work out, and I regret that the company that I went through is such a company as this. Again, I'm not going to accuse them of scamming me because, I don't know the whole libel, slander law, whatever. But, I very much regret the fact that the way that they conducted business with me was something that in the end left me completely screwed over. So I regret the result. I do not regret the fact that I went through it, or that I I'm still going through it. So anyway, hopefully you can learn something from this. And again, it's no longer about just trying to get back at the company, though, hey, if at some point we get to reveal who they are and we've got, 1 million subscribers, which, I mean, I doubt that, but, anyway, whatever, it's not about getting back at them. It's about, I want this information out there so that the next me who comes along looking for, how do I start a company? Oh, I know, I could go pay $25,000 to this company to get them to do this. They don't have to do that because all this information, everything I learned from myself. I mean, again, this company didn't teach me crap, but yeah, I did everything that I did learn along the way. It's right here for free. You don't have to freaking go out and pay a lot of money for it. Again, like maybe at some point I'll put a Patreon or something. And if you want to throw me $1 or something, that'd be awesome. Like, not kidding, like at all. That would actually be really cool. I'll have to do that. Again, I'm $37,000 in debt. Like, yeah, that'd be awesome. But it's going to be for free for you. And I hope you really get something useful out of it, whether you have a business, whether you're looking to start something up, whether you just think this is cool stuff, whether you just like the sound of my voice, whatever, or you look at me like, hey, this dude's really sexy, whatever. I hope you get something out of it, because I know how shitty it feels to be left in a situation like that, where you had this thing that you thought was going to be amazing, and it didn't work out, and I know it's one thing, that's business, it happens, you start something and it doesn't work. That's cool. That's one thing, but it's another thing to be really screwed over like that, so I really want to get this information out there so other people can have it, not have to go through what I did, and hopefully actually get something launched in less than a year, and actually start using it to, improve their lives and do what they want with it. I love the whole entrepreneurial thing. I love that idea of I can find a way to make money that works for me without having to work for some other asshole. And I'd love to be able to help people with that. And FYI, I'm actually a teacher, like not a school teacher, but like I've actually done a lot of teaching in my lifetime, both like tutoring, and like I'm a meditation instructor. Actually, I've been teaching meditation for like the last, I don't know, 5-6 years now. So I do a lot of teaching. I actually love teaching things to people. But I'm hoping that you will learn something from this, and you can learn from my mistakes, and I can teach you, maybe some ideas or some concepts, or at the very least, some don't do this things, so that you can actually make it work far more quickly and with less pain than I did. So anyway, at that, I am actually going to shut it off now before I keep running my mouth for another 20 minutes here. But thank you so much. I hope you will continue to listen to these podcasts as I upload them. And I wish you the best of luck in whatever you're working on right now. Okay, thank you. We'll see you next time.